When I'm competing, I'll be standing at the end of a board and my heart is beating really fast. The whole pool is silent and I want to just go as hard or as fast as I can, but I have to take a deep breath and make sure that I'm controlling every step of the dive. Hi, my name is Sazzy. I'm a senior on the men's swimming and diving team. Like before I go to the dive, I'm visualizing myself do the dive in my head, or I'll be in class and I'll just have this image of myself in my head of doing like a back 2.5, just over and over on repeat. All sports have a very intense mental component, but in diving specifically, most of the time that I'm in practice, I'm standing by the board, drying off. Because the dive itself happens so quickly, there's a lot of mental work that goes into visualizing the different parts of the dive. I think it can also lead to more intense fear or self-sabotage. My favorite dive is back 1.5 with 2.5 twists on 3 meter. A couple months ago, I had a really bad ear infection that got to the point where the only way I was going to be able to continue diving was if I wore an earplug and a cap. The first time that I did this dive with my earplug and cap, it felt very disorienting. And so that threw me off. It just started creating this whole mental block associated with this dive. So with this particular twister, I realized that I could try to visualize it in my head. But as soon as I got on the board, I had to go within 5 seconds to just let go and trust that my body knew how to do this dive. And then when I was able to get to that place mentally, it did fall into place physically. In terms of how I approach problems in my life, in the same way that I have to confront a dive that I might be terrified to do after an intense smack, I do tend to approach any problems that I have in real life just by bulldozing through them sometimes. So in diving, I can start the dive and I can trust my body that I will figure out the flips and twists that happen to get me to the water safely. And when I'm approaching academic problems or social problems, sometimes if I just start the process of solving them, then that is enough on its own to initiate a solution. I don't want to sound really cliche by saying that I, try to live without fear, because I definitely don't. But diving has taught me how I can use fear productively. So I know that if I'm afraid of something that I really want to do, I have to just start moving.